Continue on with our example set for methods and methods calling here in Chapter 5. Our second one here is calling methods from inside of methods. So, as this is loading, what I can tell you is we have a very similar structure to the example we had previous. Here, inside of my class main, I have my main method. So again, this main method is just acting as the driver. It is what we use as developers to call on our other methods, our small single-purpose blocks of code, to do their work. And then by calling smaller methods, we get a big block of work done. So before we examine anything that's happening over there, I'll tell you we have two subordinate methods here. We have one called deep. I'm going to go ahead and fork this while I remember. We have one method called deep, and this is something that we are going to call from main. But here we have a method called deeper. This method we're actually going to call from within inside of deep so that we can see that methods can call methods. So I'll just look over here at the output window and then I will go through exactly what's happening. Here I am starting in main. That's line number 4 here. After that we make a function call, and we make this function call to deep. So what Java is going to do is when we're running, we're going to jump down here to line number 14 because this corresponds to this function call. So from inside of the function called deep, we get this piece of the output window. I am now in deep. That's here on line 16. So next, we're going to, just keep proceeding down, right, through the lines of code. So now, inside of deep, I'm going to make a function call to deeper. And that's going to come down here to my method called deeper. So here, it's going to output, I am now in deeper, and that's what we see happening right here. So after this line of output, we're done with this method, right? So we get returned here to line 17. Line 17 is now done. So then line 18 gets displayed. We've got our sys out here for now I am back in deep. When this is done, we're done with this statement block for the method called deep. So then we get returned up here back to line number 6 in our main method. So now I'm back here in main. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one more time and we'll just see that the output is exactly the same as we saw moments ago. So let's just take this and add one more layer to it. So I'm going to go ahead and call or create a new method called deeperer because my English is good. So here inside of deeper, I am going to make a call, D-E-E-P-E-R-E-R. It's weird, right? So there's my call to deeperer. And I'm going to go ahead and add a new line here so we get a little bit of spacing. So I've got 3 layers of function call happening here. I'm calling to a method. Method and functions are exactly the same because functionally we're looking at methods to perform a task for us, perform a function. So I call to deep, deep calls to deeper, and deeper calls to deeperer because I'm good with English. So we'll just go ahead and run that. So we can see deep calls to deeperer, returns us to deep, returns us to main. So that is how we can call from a method from within a method, and we can even call from a method within a method within a method. Pretty typically, this is really what you'll see in a large program is each one of these methods is going to do a specific job. So anytime you need a job to be done, rather than heap complexity on one of these functions or one of these methods, we're going to create a method that does a specific function, and we're going to call it, even if we have to call a method from within a method from within a method.